we take a look at number 1 in your practice, we're going to determine if the lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So parallel lines, we're looking for, if you want to make a note, same slope. Parallel lines have the same slope. Perpendicular or opposite reciprocals. Okay? Opposite and flipped. Neither means they don't fit either of those. They're not the same slope, and they're not opposite reciprocals. They're just two random numbers. Okay? So we take a look at A. This has a slope of 1/2, and this has a slope of 2. Well, the slopes aren't the same, so they're not parallel. They're reciprocals of each other, but they're not opposite, so they're not perpendicular, which means they are neither. They're not the same, they're not opposite reciprocals, so that means they're neither. They're just two lines that happen to intersect. Nothing really special about them. If we take a look at B, we look at the slopes. They're opposites, and they are reciprocals. So these would be perpendicular. Again, the reason why they're opposite reciprocals, if I take 3, put it over 1, flip it, it becomes 1 over 3. The original is positive, the new is negative. We get negative 1/3. So the slopes are opposite reciprocals of each other. If we take a look at C, okay, well, I know the first slope is 2/3. Let's see what we get when we solve. So I'm going to move the 6 over. Again, we got to solve for y to figure out what this slope is. So we get negative 9y equals negative 6x plus 27. Divide by negative 9. And we do that, negative 6 over negative 9 simplifies down to 2/3. Negative over negative is a positive. 6 over 9 simplifies down to 2/3. And I get minus 3. They both have a slope of 2/3, which means the slopes are the same. So these would be parallel. Parallel lines have the same slope. If we take a look at D, again, this is in point slope form, so look at the slopes in front of the parentheses. They are not opposite, so they can't be perpendicular, and they're not the same, so they're not parallel. So this is another case of being neither. Yes, they are reciprocals, because if we take 4 and flip it, we get 1 over 4, but they have to be opposite of each other. One has to be positive, one has to be negative in order for them to be perpendicular. If we take a look at E, again, look, this is in point slope form, so look at the numbers in front of the parentheses. These would be perpendicular. They're opposite reciprocals. One's positive, one's negative. And if we flip, we find the opposite reciprocal of negative 5 over 6, it should match 6 over 5. So when we flip it, we get 6 over 5. The original is negative. The new ones are going to be positive. It matches. They are opposite reciprocals of each other.